Today is May 9th, and that is known as Goku Day. So of course, I'm going to drop a video about Goku, but I want to do something a little bit different this time. Let's discuss Goku versus Goku. And no, I don't mean Goku versus Goku Black or anything like that. I mean Dragon Ball Z movie Goku versus the anime / manga Goku. Because there's a lot of really interesting factoids and very intriguing statements made about movie Goku that differs from anime and manga Goku when it comes to his power. So with this video, we're going to celebrate Goku Day together. This video is sponsored by the OG anime streaming service Crunchyroll, where right now you can try the premium ad-free version for 2 weeks absolutely free. Just click the link in the description and give it a shot. So it's Goku Day, and we're talking about Goku versus Goku. And one of the things I want to kind of pinpoint so that we get this out of the way at the beginning is that we're talking about the Dragon Ball Z movies, the 13 Dragon Ball Z movies, not the Dragon Ball ones, not the Dragon Ball Super ones, or even Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. The original 13 that came out as the series was coming out in Japan, because when the anime was airing, they were putting out 2 movies a year. And because of that, it's quantifiable to say how powerful these characters are based on the time period that the movies came out. So, for example, Garlic Jr. Dead Zone Goku can't fight, Wrath of the Dragon Goku because it's a different level of power. But in the movies, they do tend to scale a little bit upward with some very impressive feats and statements that we're going to get into right now in this video. Joining me to discuss it, of course, when there's feats and statements, who better to have on? Daddy Seth is here.
Yep, thanks for having me. It's great to have me as well. And we're going to be talking about movie Goku versus, I guess, anime Goku or manga Goku. I don't know which. Do you just want manga or?
Either one, bro, because I guess it wouldn't really be a big factor until the Buu saga, I would say, as far as like the scaling of power goes. But recently, you did do a rewatch of Dragon Ball all the way through, right? You did Dragon Ball and Z, or you haven't done Z yet?
I haven't rewatched Z yet, but I know a lot of the big stuff that's pretty important. Like, it kind of changes some stuff earlier on, but later on, there's some big power cliffs, so it doesn't really matter.
But I want to talk about the movies. So when it comes to the movies, right, you yourself and I have had discussions about how, like, for example, movie 10 Gohan is stronger than anime Gohan because he kept training and things like that. And then the big feat, this is one that you've pointed out a lot in your debates, is Fusion Reborn Goku shaking the afterlife. Now, does that necessarily mean that anime Goku can't do that? Or do you think it's just played up for the movie? How do you feel about just that feat by itself?
I mean, it depends, because like some people, like they'll calc like shaking a universe as nowhere at all close to being universal. Like some people say like it's only like multi-solar system level to just shake something. You're just sending vibrations that kind of move things a little bit. You're not remotely, like, imagine if something shaked the earth. Like, it doesn't mean you're anywhere close to destroying the earth or vaporizing it into atoms or something. Like, it's a completely different ballpark, right? It's like, imagine, like, hitting a car and then it kind of like wiggles a little bit compared to, putting a bunch of dynamite into it and just blasting it to all hell, right? It's a completely different level of power required to actually destroy it. So some people calc it differently. Some people think, shaking the afterlife and all of that is like some universal thing. Some people think it's multi-solar system level. But can anime Goku do that? More than likely. I mean, the way that feats are presented in the anime are a little bit different. Like, so for instance, Goku's energy physically travels from the living universe outside to the Supreme Kyle realm, which is in a completely different time space entirely. At least that's what we've learned from Daizenshu and some statements. So that feat in general might actually have higher range than shaking the afterlife just by itself. Like, it actually might have full-on higher range, because what people don't realize is that crossing like space-time, like boundaries, is a lot different than just crossing a very long distance. Like, it might be an infinite difference in terms of like the range that's being required, although that's debatable as well. Some people think that the Dragon Ball macrocosm is like linear in distance or whatever, but I don't even think that's really necessary, in all honesty. But we can go over some Dragon Ball feats here. But first, before that, let's make a little bit of an introduction, right? So with the movies, One, we know they're in a different dimension, people. They're not in the same story. Even the Daizenshu's like, why are the characters acting like this in this time frame? It's a little bit strange. It's a different timeline.
And also, it could be multiple different timelines because the movies themselves contradict themselves too. So people have always said, they use the word non-canon. I've always said that there is no real canon except for the original manga.
So here's an example. Original Dragon Ball movies, they have a questionable character from a certain book of possible religion, who is making a cannon that is going to destroy the sun. In original Dragon Ball, he's making a cannon that can blow up the sun.
You're talking about Lucifer.
Okay, I didn't know if I could say his name on here. Okay, so
go for it.
So Lucifer makes a cannon that can destroy the sun in original Dragon Ball, whereas everyone's jerking off, Roshi blowing up a moon or something. Then you have Garlic Jr. comes out, and he creates a black hole, as the data books say, or like certain guides will say. Like, there's also promotional material. Some promotional material will say that he made a hyperspatial black hole, which might mean he's like fourth dimensional or something. But we've also learned recently that that's just him opening up a portal to that fourth dimensional realm, not necessarily.
Yeah, it actually is referred to as a hyperspace. That's actually what it's referred to in Daizenshu. Yeah, so it's a pocket universe basically.
Right, and it's not so much him creating it; he's just making a portal to it. And if he's just making a portal to it, it might not mean he's fourth dimensional, but still, it is pretty impressive. A lot of people say it's still like a black hole kind of thing. So the fact that, Saiyan Saga characters could be doing that, it's a lot greater than Piccolo vaporizes the moon or Vegeta threatens the planet, the Earth, right?
Yeah. Another good example too, moving forward with Goku is like in Dragon Ball Z movie 2, The World's Strongest. First of all, the Spirit Bomb is wanked a lot more in the movies because he kills like 4 different villains, 3 in a row with the Spirit Bomb. And in movie 2, when he fights Dr. Weedo, the Spirit Bomb actually pierces through this giant red beam that could blow up like half the Earth, and it rips right through into space and kills him, or into like the atmosphere. But then in movie 3 against Turles, that's the debut of Kaioken times 10,
Yeah,
right?
he's times 10. Yeah.
Then that was before he did it on Namek. And then in the Lord Slug movie, he does Kaioken times 100, which we've never even seen before, except for in that movie.
Right. So, like, you have, like, in the Saiyan Saga, Goku in the Turles movie has, like, a power level of 30,000 or something. Whereas normally it's like 8,000.
And don't forget that in the Japanese version of the Tree of Might movie, it's called the Tree of Godly Might. And when you eat the tree, you get the power of the gods. Now, obviously, that's not like Beerus level, but I remember in Lord Slug movie, they actually say that Lord Slug is more dangerous than Frieza. So they do a good job of wanking off these villains for the 45-minute to an hour time span we have for the movies,
I think Goku versus Slug is Namek Saga-ish.
He's way stronger than that, it seems.
But he's going like Super Saiyan, like Kaioken 100 and stuff like that. It's like, he's probably a little bit stronger, so, but those aren't really the main feats. I mean, you also have like Cooler who can destroy a star, but Frieza might be able to do that as well. But, the main things that the movie has over the normal timeline is Garlic Jr. Okay, you could say Garlic Jr. might appear in the anime. That's why I was asking, like, should we link them? But another thing that happens is in the Metacooler movie, Metacooler actually can grab Goku out of instant transmission. So he's so fast that he can grab Goku out of instant
because he knows how to do it.
Even though it's instant, like over, no matter what the distance, no matter any concept, instant can go anywhere if Goku can sense it. Cooler can stop him midway, which might actually be like an infinite to inaccessible speed feat that Dragon Ball doesn't have for a lot of it, like
beyond the Flash.
Yeah, like some people, no, probably not beyond the Flash. I mean, maybe there's some stuff with like immeasurable Flash, but some versions of the Flash maybe. But Dragon Ball Super, we're still trying to argue maybe there's an infinite speed feat versus like Hit, or maybe Shaking the World of Void, which is infinite speed, shit like that. But Metacooler, in the Android Cell Arc, infinite and accessible speed. It's pretty crazy. And then not only that, but then you have Broly who's like wiping out galactic quadrants, and then, everyone's like, he's gonna destroy the universe if we let him go, it's like, this is just a Saiyan, right? He has a normal lifespan. He has to destroy the universe.
Not an angel.
He has to destroy the universe within like a certain amount of time. He's not Cell. He doesn't have like infinite time to destroy the universe. So that's insane. He's like, it's almost like, when Majin Buu was presented, except it's Broly, like where he's like ripping apart the galaxies on like that anime panel. Then we have statements as well from Koyama. Now, this is where I didn't really want to get into, but it's a thing. Koyama thinks that Broly is actually above anything in the original anime run.
Yeah, but that's Koyama wanking himself off, bro. Like let's just make that clear. Koyama created all the movies. He was the main series runner for the series, and
he was the Toriyama of the movies, pretty much.
Essentially, pretty much, yeah. And he has this weird fetish for Broly. Like, he's like the first Broly tard. Like, people refer to Broly fans as Broly. He's like the first one, bro. Yeah. Like, and he's still, to this day, he created Janemba and Hirudegar. No, Broly's better. Okay, whatever. But I think he's just like, remember, he was salty because Beerus, like, got all that hype. And it's like, dude, all the movies have that hype. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, Koyama says that. Now, also don't forget that Broly got more powerful in the second movie.
Right. He got stronger in the second movie. And what a lot of people don't realize is he's even stronger in Bio Broly, which I know that's going to get, people aren't happy with that one, but it's actually stated on the box sets, all of the box sets and in the guides, that Bio Broly is the most deadly and powerful Broly, unironically. So he got stronger in every movie.
And of course, just to say, the Japanese always do that to hype up the next movie because they have to increase the power because they have to get you hyped up, and you can sit there and say whatever. But think about this one. Bio Broly was beaten essentially by Goten, Trunks, and Krillin. And then Goku at the end of the movie is like, I'm going to have to go to hell and deal with it. So Goku at the end of the movie wasn't even sweating this version of Broly, who he had trouble beating in the 2 movies prior.
Yeah, so maybe Goku's the strongest thing in the anime, if you take the movies, who knows, but
that's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
But, hey, or maybe Bio Broly's weakness was just really that big of a deal, who knows. But regardless, if you agree with Koyama or not, he thinks Broly is stronger than the anime. Now, the only question now is how heavily you agree with that. If you don't agree with Koyama, then the anime is probably going to win. Potentially, because you have things like, we're talking about Anime Goku, but Anime Goku should somewhat scale to these characters. Like, okay, so like you have Buhan, with the Vice Shout, he's going to rip apart the whole universe and throw a bunch of dimensions over the universe. The dimensions might also be movie verses, by the way. We don't know, but he's ripping up. Yeah, but that's headcanon. But he's throwing dimensions on top of the universe. Vegito can fight it off. He thinks like, oh wow, that was pretty good. You should do that more often. Or he laughs at him. And then Goku's only so much weaker than Buhan. I mean, it's that we can get into that, but that's common sense. But so if you think Koyama's statement doesn't matter, that Buhan feat is probably greater than anything from the movies, even shaking the afterlife.
But there is a couple that are kind of mind blowing too. Like, for example, the big one would be movie 13 with Hirudegarn. We have a creature here who is able to rock the fuck out of Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks with one shot. Hirudegarn knocked Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks out of fusion, and he's able to one shot Vegeta Super Saiyan 2 post like coming back to life with a Zenkai with his fire, and he was able to freaking not even sweat against Ultimate Gohan, and then Goku kills him with the Dragon Fist. So I feel like movie 13 Goku being more powerful than Gotenks and Ultimate Gohan, that to me is the ultimate wank fest. Don't forget the movie's actually called If Goku Can't Do It, Nobody Can, or Who Can? Yeah. Nobody.
So I mean, if you...
What the hell, man?
I'm assuming we're talking about like the Dragon Ball anime versus the Dragon Ball movies, not Super.
Dragon Ball, and no Super, just Z
no Super.
And Z.
So if you think that the timelines match up power wise or whatever, which they don't, but maybe for like 13, you want to say they do, and you think maybe Gotenks was stronger than Goku for the Buu saga, which I've seen quite a bit actually. Some arguments for that. Then sure, maybe like the Goku in the Hirudegarn movie would beat him up. I mean, he might be even stronger than Mystic Gohan or Ultimate Gohan. I don't remember.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I feel like that's the one movie, bro, that really wanks Goku. Like that's one. And let's not forget in the Android 13 movie when he absorbs the Genki Dama, which he's never been able to do again. Like there's all these insane feats that Goku has in the movies that we never even. Dude, Goku teleports out of the afterlife to punch Bojack and come back. Breaking the rules of the afterlife without Baba being there. You have to have Baba be there. Oh, don't even forget how Goku's spirit shows up at the end of movie 10 to help Goten and Gohan, and we don't know if it's really him or not. It's up for debate, but dude, movie Goku does things that anime Goku could never do. And that's the point I'm trying to make. It's not even a debate. It's more so exploring just how crazy this version of Goku is.
The difference between the movies and the show as well is that Goku doesn't really have any thematic boundaries with the movies. So with the main show, they're like, okay, well, we already had Goku become like the world's strongest in the Piccolo arc, right? That was the whole point. That was when he was supposed to be the strongest in the world. And then the Saiyans come, nature versus nurture, blah blah blah. It's about teamwork now, and etc. But with the movies, it's not. It doesn't really care. It doesn't care about that at all. It's like we'll do the Piccolo arc all over again. Goku can still be the strong one that wins the day in the movies, right? So it's a little bit different.
And think about how fucked up it is that he goes Super Saiyan against Lord Slug, but he ends up killing him with a spirit bomb with a Genki Dama. Like think about that. Like what the fuck? That's like the reverse of what happened with Frieza.
So I guess if you want to break it down, we can end it here with this. It's
let's close out.
Goku in the movie says that crazy instant transmission feat. Koyama, the director of the movies, thinks that the movies are probably stronger than the main show. Whether if you want to accept that or not, that's up for debate. Up to you. You might also be able to say like the Battle of Gods movie can also scale to that potentially because like he compares them or whatever.
I wanted to avoid talking about Battle of Gods and Resurrection F because Toriyama was the one really involved in those more.
Yeah, he doesn't really seem as gung ho about Battle of Gods. So we have the Infinite Feat. We have Shaking the Afterlife versus the Vice Shout that we don't even know how well Goku even scales to begin with because it's like Vegito fighting
times 100.
Yeah, Kaioken times 100, all of that stuff. I'd say that for the most part, the movie Goku probably wins. I have a bunch of debates on that. I'm trying to be kind of careful because I triggered people a lot talking about the movies in the past. I'm trying to be careful because this isn't my channel, I'm trying. I'm not trying to bomb Kingdom's channel,
Look, it's all subjective. Yeah. If you disagree, leave it in the comments. Be respectful. Right. It's all subjective, but the reality is the purpose of this video is to illustrate to people who might not think about this to think and say, "Holy shit." Movie Goku has done some insane stuff that anime and manga Goku could do. Manga Goku was able to break the panel once. That's his biggest feat, was he was able to break the manga panel as a kid, right? But how does that compare to like movie Goku breaking the afterlife? It's still in universe, so maybe the Kid Goku feat is the strongest thing we've ever seen.
Hey man, if you want to be honest, what if Kid Goku's the strongest Goku? He went from gag character to serious character. So because he was a gag character at first, he can beat up any other Goku.
He retained the gag powers, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, like if you do a video like that, you could trigger the entire community if you do that.
What if Kid Goku breaking the panel makes him stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku? Because Super Saiyan God Goku punching the universe out didn't break the panel. Some nonsense like that. But
it didn't break the animator's wrist or some shit or some. You know what I mean? They could have done some shit like that.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I have to say. And thanks for having me on the channel.
All right. Thanks for being here. Let us know your comments, your thoughts, and we'll talk to you soon. And like I said, movie Goku's crazy. So have a good one.